Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is GMS Precepts, Nazar Khad here. And real quick, I got this article in a group chat a brother put out there. This is an article from 2019. Excuse me, August 2019. As you can read it, it's from The Guardian, and it says bioweapons designed to kill only people of a particular race. Now, when I think about this, I think about I think it was it was in the latest Bond movie, which is it was similar but not the same. It was basically a bioweapon that was designed to attack a certain lineage, right? Um, but so you could kill a whole family member, or whole you can kill a family or a specific person by spreading a disease in a room, or spreading that weapon and that bioweapon in the room, and only the person with that specific DNA will be affected or die, right? So this is sort of similar. It's designed to go after a race, a particular race, which is something that Esau will conceive of, right? And we know that according to the scriptures, according to history, we know that as far as relations with the so-called white man and you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we know that the number one race on the hit list of Esau or Edom would be you Jakes, right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So let me read a little bit of this. It says Cambridge University warns world must prepare for a biological weapon that target ethnic groups based on genetics. Scientists warn that humans should be worried about being wiped out by a killer pathogen that is specifically designed to kill people of only a particular race based on their genetic material. Oh, also the brother that put this in the group chat, he mentioned, or theorized a good way to do that, a good way to get, because one would be like, well, how would you get their specific DNA? A good way to do that is with these. How can I say it? These I could say it. The PCR tests by this the Max, whatever. You know what I mean? All these PCR tests you had a lot of people doing. That's one way to do it, right? A new report from Cambridge University Center for the Study of Existential Risk says that the world governments have failed when it comes to preparing against threats like futuristic bioweapons, powered by artificial intelligence and genetic manipulation. Such weapons I guess it means the power would have the power to target specific DNA and kill certain races of people, leaving other swaths of the population unharmed, just like the Bond movie, right? Just like that Bond movie where it was released, this gas was released in the room, and only the people targeted died, right? Yeah, so I'll leave this in the description box. I got this article too. This is from IB Times, or International Business Times. It says China developing ethnic specific bioweapons to kill people based on race, says top expert. This is from September 10th, 2020. I guess it was a year later, I guess, almost. This is from August 2019. This is September 2021. So this is 2 years, excuse me. It's 2 years later, and it says China's developing. Now we know that America funds. Well, it funded the lab in Yeah, can I say that? I'll just say a word that rhymes with it. Uh, Bubon, right? In Bubon, China. We know that they funded labs in Bubon, right? When see there you go. There goes the PCR extraction, DNA extraction tool. We know that they funded labs in Bubon, China, with the research, what was called gain of function. I don't know if I can say that too. I'm not trying to get striked, but oh well. We know that they funded those labs for the gain of function research, which is research to try to see if a certain virus could be weaponized, right? So we know that America would invest in something like this, especially a weapon like this that can target a race, right? Um, let's read this. It says in late 2019, when the first COVID. Well, I'll just leave this in the description box. But let me get this scripture here. I want to get a scripture in Psalms. Psalms, I believe it's the 10th chapter, right? Because the Most High got something for them, right? It says, I'll start at 1. Psalms 10 and 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble, right? And that's something that somebody with not in the know or low faith would say. We know that, we understand that the Lord is getting ready to make his move, right? And how do we know that? We see these prophecies coming to pass. You see? So when these prophecies come to pass, it's a faith booster, right? Because it validates all the things that we've been reading and teaching, being taught, for years now. We see it actually coming to pass. So it's like a faith booster, right? So we know that the Lord is right around the corner and he's making his chess moves. And we're getting closer to the Lord finally returning and delivering the nation of Israel, right? So verse 2, it says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, right? Now we know who the wicked is, right? We have all nations that have wicked people, right? Even Jake, even you Israelites, there's some wicked Jakes out there, but when it refers to the wicked, that refers to Esau. Okay, it says the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. In this instance, or in context, speaking of the poor, is speaking about the nation of Israel, right? They've constantly made certain laws to target you Jakes, man. To put you further and further down on the totem pole as far as a nation, right? Right. So it says, through his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, right? So their device or their imagination is to totally eradicate or exterminate the nation of Israel. By one way is by bioweapons, right? They've also created places like what's that place to they've also tried to institute certain things to not allow us or make it hard for us to procreate. What's that? Planned Parenthood, right? That first Planned Parenthood was in Harlem. Okay, was in Harlem, and the creator or um, the I guess it was, yeah, the creator of Planned Parenthood, or the founder, I should say, the Planned Parenthood, was somebody that was heavily into eugenics. Mar- Margaret Sanger, I believe. Um, so they've constantly created ways to try to lower our numbers, right? Because they see us as a threat, which also proves that they believe in the scriptures. All right, they believe and they know that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites. So their whole agenda is to totally get rid of us. And by one way is a bioweapon, right? But the point I was making, that they ultimately want to exterminate the nation of Israel, right? Back to Psalms, it says, the wickedness pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the device that they have imagined, right? Because guess what? Even though they try to create certain bioweapons and try to make Jake sterile and try to kill us off in droves to exterminate us, guess what? The Most High is going to allow your extermination to take place, right? After you serve your 1,000 years of slavery, I believe is Revelation 20. After you serve your time of punishment in the kingdom, 1,000 years of building our kingdom up. After you get, gathered up and shackled down and locked up in chains and brought into the kingdom, Psalms 149, brought into the kingdom and serve your 1,000-year punishment. The Most High is gonna, the Most High is gonna allow that. That's when, and then after you serve your punishment, that's when you are gonna be exterminated. Thus said the Bible. right? So you can create all these bioweapons you want to. The real extermination is going to happen by way of you so-called white people or Edomites, right? Are going to be you are the ones that are going to be exterminated. Okay, so like I said, I'll leave these articles in this description box. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters are edified. To the next show, shalawam.